We examine the changing philosophies of the Industrial Revolution. The Industrial Revolution created a bigger class system, increasing the gap between the upper and lower classes and growing a middle class that had both higher and lower sections. Industrial workers made up 30% of the industrialized nation's populations. Multiple perspectives on the rules and manners of the class system in public were everywhere. A cult of domesticity developed around middle and upper class women who stayed home while their husbands worked, called true womanhood. Meanwhile, lower class women maintained the home and had multiple jobs. Many upper and middle class women took up social causes and pushed for reform for the lower classes. Some took up the temperance movement to fight against alcoholism that was destroying family life and paychecks. However, these reforms ran up against deaf ears due to women's lack of ability to vote. Picking up the mantle of early women's rights champions like Mary Wollstonecraft, they began to organize the suffrage movement. In the United States, a large group of women and their allies gathered at Seneca Falls, New York in 1848 to discuss the path to suffrage and other issues of equality like equal access to jobs and education. Early on, the territory of Wyoming protected women's voting as well as nations like Australia and New Zealand. During the industrial era, women headed from the homes to the factories to the universities. Women like Julia Brainerd Hall co-created the aluminum production process, and Madam C.J. Walker became the first self-made female millionaire. Nations also began to recognize that the new industrial workforce would need to be literate, and so they began establishing public schools. These schools were not only designed to teach basic reading and math, but also industrial skills like punctuality, obedience, respect for the authority of the management, hard work, and patriotism. The world saw an increase in elementary, secondary, and higher education opportunities. The Germans gave us kindergarten. There was a strong push for science education to encourage inventions and research. Inventions especially were the key to a new world of progress. New scientific ideas were flooding the industrial age. New atomic theories, ideas on geology and archaeology, anthropology, biology, psychology, and other ologies. A scientist named Charles Darwin was stirring up controversy with his theories on evolution. His theories on evolution led to the industrial philosophy of social Darwinism, or survival of the fittest, which led to the exploitation of the poor classes.